Yeesh, so I guess those people of Lordlake are probably found out who the queen really is. Or something. At least they seem to know exactly what the evil is going on here. But mother, how can you?
How can I, you ask? How dare you, my own flesh and blood, ask such a question? Those people committed an unpardonable sin. That's why. For generation after generation, the Rovery family of Lordlake had been our most loyal subjects. That's why for many years I had never seen faith in them. That's why I looked upon them in such favor. But on that fateful day 2 years ago, they betrayed me in the worst possible way. They banded together and began a savage uprising, plunging the nation into confusion. They ravaged the East Palace and even stole the Dawn Rune, one of the 3 runes, the very symbols of the Falanan royal family. Such lawlessness, such treachery, such savage behavior. How could I possibly forgive them? And so I, Marshall, the Queen of Falana, brought down my judgment and vengeance upon them by the will of Providence, with the power of this, the Sun Rune. So you see, no matter how much Lordlake may continue to suffer, they got exactly what they deserved.
With all due respect, Your Majesty, you have every right to be angry. But in Lordlake, the damage extends to women, children, and the elderly, people who had nothing to do with the uprising.
Yeah. Like Toma, who's trying to get water for his friend.
Silence! Do you dare tell me I was wrong? I do not make mistakes. The Sun Rune always lends its divine protection to the just. My path is the path of righteousness. My will is the will of heaven. To defy me is to defy the sun.
Your Majesty!
Barrett.
Your Majesty, everyone is tired from their long journey. Perhaps we should adjourn for now. Let them rest.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I will hear the rest of your report later. For now, you may go and get some rest.
Yeesh. So you're saying you're trying to help the just? Her Majesty has changed, hasn't she? Well, apparently. She almost sounds possessed there. Yeah, I'll say. Well, what are you going to do now? So apparently we're going to have to try and figure out what to do next. Guess I better make an appearance in the guard room. Well, look at you turn into Mr. Sears the second we get back to the capital. You know me. Well, what's so serious about that? Sheesh. What are you two going to do? So he's talking to me and Leon, or the prince and Leon. And like I need to ask, you better go and talk to your little sister. I bet she's waiting for you. Oh, so there's a little sister now. Yeah, I guess I better. I'm tired. Maybe tomorrow. So I think this changes the kind of dialogue that you can get when you actually see her. So if you choose this, then she'll likely be very glad to see you. But if you choose this, then she'll likely be very mad. So let's go ahead and give it a test and say, I'm tired. Maybe tomorrow. But Princess Leia has been waiting and waiting for you to get home. Come on now, let's go. Yeah, you two go on ahead. You're on here. We'll be taking her sister's advice and getting some rest. Good idea. Little old aunties really should go easy on themselves after all. What did you say? Oh man. Hey George, get back here, man. Some of the things that go on in here are just hilarious. Get back here right now or ow! So now we get to go ahead and take a look around into the room. So there are many different things that you can go in here, and some of them are actually kind of required in order to go around. So basically, right around in here is the entrance for the front of the Sun Palace, and this here is about the only saber that you can have. So let's go ahead and use it. It's just here, and she gave me a very strict orders not to let the prince out of the Sun Palace. She must really want to see you right away, Your Highness. terribly sorry, but could you please go visit friends before you leave the house? She's dying to see ya. Oh boy. Alright, bye. Just let me go ahead and use the saber first. Covered quite a bit of the story already. I think I'll go ahead and continue on a little further. I still got some time. So, let's go ahead and see if we can find Lindsley. Now, basically, she is right over here in the west part of the palace, and your room is just on the right. We got the kitchen over here as well. Or the kitchen and these here are pretty much just a whole lot of storage places and small rooms. And over here's the dungeon. Not really too much that you can do right down here, so just giving you a little tour of the Sun Palace now. But it's always a good idea to check in every single room, because you never know when you might find some treasure chests in here. Like, there doesn't really seem to be very much in these rooms right now, so maybe we should go ahead and head on upstairs. So let's try going up here. Yeah, it's a whole lot of guards. That just leads back into the main hall. What's this? Lady Saliso is cute, so bright and cheerful in public, but I can't imagine she's very happy. She had her right to the throne taken from her, not to mention the marriage. I know it's all about the throne and avoiding conflicts within the royal family, but really, the poor thing. Oh, what, was she the older princess then? Oh, Princess Selena. Are you looking for Lady Sud? She just got back and went straight to bed. You have something urgent you need to see her about? So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. You get something very funny if you try and go in here. Yes, could you wake her up? If you really want me to wake her up. Me? Well, you don't have to. I can always go in there. But I guess we gotta go ahead and get the maid in there first for some reason. Princess Leia, you're going to get me in big trouble. I guess it's just, Eek, I'm sorry, forgive me. Okay. What? You're a girl, she's a girl. She was changing or something. Oh, I'm afraid I couldn't carry out your orders. Please, sorry, just sound asleep. I'm sorry, not even the summons from the queen herself would wake her at this point. Oh, so yeah, apparently Sally goes ballistic on anyone who deserves a beauty sleep, and here's Lucia's room. Well, that's good. Okay, is it her? Oh, Prince Lance, did you see the princess? No. Isn't Lim here? Oh no, this is awful. You must have just missed each other. Still, just a little while ago, the princess was waiting here for you to visit Prince Lance. But she got tired of waiting and went off with Lady Miyake to look for her. Now, Lady Miyake is another queen's knight that acts as her bodyguard. So could you go see if you can find her, Prince? Okay, so now you pretty much got to go ahead and look all around in this place, and it can be quite tedious, so I'll go ahead and show you exactly what you need to do. Basically, after trying to talk to the princess in there, then you just want to go ahead and go up this spiral staircase here. Now, this leads to the sealed room, and what is sealed in there? Well, a very special room used to be sealed in here, and I think I'll go ahead and let the scholars in here talk about it. Now, this here can take quite a while, so I'll try and shorten it up. Prince Lance, what a useful pleasure to have you here. Well, you've come on this way, at least I can share a bit about runes with you. So what is it that you want to know? Now you can go ahead and get to learn about the magic runes. So what are runes exactly? Well, in a nutshell, you probably know all about how this world is made up of forces, right? Water, wind, earth, competing and combining with each other to give shape to everything. Now, each rune symbolizes one of those forces, so they say so, fire, and that. Of course, the runes predate humanity, so they pretty much don't know all about it. So, is that a rune on Mother's forehead? What are the three runes of Helena? Let's go ahead and talk about this. I mean the Sun rune, the Dawn rune, and the Twilight rune. So we already know about the Sun rune and Dawn rune, but we really haven't mentioned the Twilight rune yet. Basically, these three runes here are the symbols of Helena's family for a reason, and we'll get into that reason here a little later on. So, Sun rune is blessed, you see, brings the Queendom of brings prosperity to the Queendom of Helena, and the Dawn rune and Twilight rune are bring the Queendom to protection, so they say. Unlike most runes, these three runes are each unique and incredibly powerful. Especially the Sun rune. No other rune anywhere comes near to it. Some people say it's one of the true runes. Now, basically, the true runes are actual runes that really weren't made by humans, sort of like they were forces that are all born together with the world at the dawn of time. So that's what they are, and they're about 28 or so. So it's that a rune on his forehead. Well, you see, one who bears a rune upon their body gains the ability to harness that rune's power. So water grants power, water, wind, self-explanatory. So you can match what the sun does, right? Yes, the power of the sun itself. So you get solar power, the power that brings light, heat, and even destruction, as we just seen in Lordlake. And that's what Her Majesty used on Lordlake when that's another matter entirely. So perhaps we should just leave it at that for today. If we delve too deeply into these things like this, we'll end up talking forever. So yeah, let's go ahead and just do that. Now you kind of have to do that just to get a feel of what the runes are and how they affect the story here. And then after that, you just want to go ahead and head on over to the guard room that George is in. And it's just right over here. Now, first we're just going to go ahead and take a look into some rooms here. Basically, you have the princess room, which is just his room, and as well as the bodyguard's quarters, that's going to be Leon's room. And you even have a little room right here. It's just not really too much. And then you got this strange door right here. Now, this here is actually storage that you can go ahead and pick up the dress and such. It's always a good idea to pick up this stuff, because you can go ahead and use it to upgrade yourself or even sell it for some money to get yourself some better armor and magic and weapons. So now we're going to go on over and head on over to the guard room, which is just right over here. So it's basically just right below the prince's room. But heavens, whatever's to be done about Her Majesty's win. So basically we have us a couple of nobles talking with each other. Indeed, sending the prince off to the provinces for an inspection. What could she have been thinking? Don't tell me she's considering getting him involved in politics someday. Well, that's a good idea. I am of royal blood, and I should get to know about the land and everything, about the people. Lord Gotham and Lord Barnes would never stand for that. So basically, they're playing their little tug of war. So basically, there are two nobles right around here that are pretty much at war with each other, as one could say. But not pretty much like violent war, more like just political war. Yes, I'm playing royal maybe, but we'll get into that a little later. They've always been useless, waving to the crowd. That's all they're good for. Man, that's rather sad. Well, that and marrying off a foreigner. Seriously, the prince is as good as Deadwood. You're right. How rightly you speak. Oh man, these two are idiots. Someone should slap them silly.
Yeah, you boys look like you're having fun.
Maybe this guy will do it.
Speak your mind. You should really pay attention to where you are. You never know, some rogue knight might slip out of the guard room and come passing by. Okay?
Kyle? So, apparently this fellow here is Kyle. Well, what are you talking about? We were just hanging around having a little chat is all. Well, yeah, but I can't exactly ignore your chatting, what you're chatting about being a Queen Knight and all. You know the part about the prince being as good as dead? What? Don't be ridiculous. We never said anything about that, so now he thinks they're planning an assassination. Of course not. Not as good as dead, about as good as Deadwood, he said. Shut up, you idiot. Oh, Deadwood. Okay, well, no one's going to care about what you said. You said not even Her Majesty. Oh, man. Now he's really got him on his wrapped around his finger. Sir Kyle, no. Please, no, I'm begging you, please. What will it take to keep this quiet? Do a dance, seriously, right now. Do this. No, just kidding. Look, I don't want to be a tattletale. So just try not to badmouth anyone, especially right where I hear you, which is pretty much everywhere. Yes, sir. Of course, we'll be good. We promise. Now, if you'll excuse us. What a way to show him. Man. And so, and apparently he knew that we were listening in on him.